We're going to take a look at present perfect or conversational past regular verbs. The present perfect, don't let the word present in that perfect, don't let the present part fool you. The present perfect tense is something that is used to express the past, so it is part of the past tense. In order to express something in the present perfect tense, you need to make sure that you utilize a helping verb and a participle. And we do that in English. So, did you buy a bike? Did is a helping verb. And then buy is the rest of the verb. Sorry, this should be a helping verb and a past participle. So make that. In German, it would be simply Hast du ein Rad gekauft? So the helping verb is haben, and the past participle is gekauft. And if you think about it, did buy is kaufen. The past participle becomes gekauft. Kaufen, gekauft. Hast du ein Rad gekauft? Zum Beispiel, sucht nach Gold. He searches or seeks gold. So that's present tense. Present perfect or conversational past, hat Gold gesucht. So sucht becomes gesucht. The helping verb, haben, is conjugated, and the past participle of the main verb is put at the end of the sentence. Mehr. Kocht, he cooks. Hat gekocht, he did cook or has cooked. Sucht, hat gesucht. He seeks or searches, hat gesucht. So you'll notice a pattern already established with gesucht, gekocht, gekauft. Basically, you use the same verb stem, the stem here, and then you add the GE and the suffix T. So if you were to write a formula for this, it would be as follows. You're going to conjugate haben, so make sure you conjugate it into the correct form. So hat, and then at the end of the sentence, you will use ge plus the ersjes verb form. So sucht, kocht, kauft. This formula is really important. So once again, conjugate haben. This is for regular verbs. Conjugate haben. Ich habe, du hast, sie, es hat, wir haben, ihr habt, sie haben. And then the past participle is the ge, plus the ersjes form of the verb. So let's look at the past participles in the context of how does this play a role when we're doing English. So Germans call these weak verbs, and so they establish a pattern. We're used to these in English, like saying I talk to you, present tense, but I talked, ed, to you. So this ge plus t ending is very similar to the ed ending in English. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of these. So for example, lieben, to love. Ich liebe Deutsch. I love German. Ich habe Deutsch geliebt. I have loved or did love German. So notice the stem, lieb, and with the GE and the T basically makes it this ED form. Here's an example using sagen, to say, or talk, right? So sagen, gesagt. So that's kind of how it plays a role in relationship to English. To say I did hear the Queen, you would say ich habe die Königin gehört. Because you're conjugating the haben to say he, hat die Königin gehört. Wir haben die Königin gehört. Du hast die Königin gehört. Ihr habt die Königin gehört. So we always have the past participle at the end, and we conjugate haben to go with the subject of the sentence. These are verbs you already know. I'm asking you right now, these are verbs you already know that are regular, so they're going to follow this pattern with the GE and the T for the most part. So pause this video and look these up and make sure you have them all written down correctly. We'll talk about those triple stars there. And to hike. So the ones that have the triple stars, they use sein and not haben. We see more of these when we talk about the irregular ones later on. This is because they show movement or direction. And so because they show movement or direction, those typically take sein. So reisen is one of those. So instead of saying ich habe, you would say ich bin. You just conjugate to be. Ich bin, du bist, er, sie, es ist. Wir sind, ihr seid, sie sind. And then reisen, right? Gereist. So to say, I traveled or I have traveled to Germany, it is ich bin nach Deutschland gereist. So reisen and wandern on that list are two of them you want to make sure you use sein with. The other thing that happens is some verbs are inseparable prefixes, and because they're inseparable prefixes, they take a separate rule, as well as verbs that end in iren. So one example is besuchen. Be is an inseparable prefix. So you can't have like gebesucht, it's just besuchen, besucht. Anything that ends in iren is the same. You do not use the ge. So fotografieren, ich habe fotografiert. If you have that inseparable prefix, remember, don't use ge. So here's some more examples. Gefallen, bezahlen, vergessen, and there's besuchen again. So once again, you do not put an extra ge in front of gefallen. So it's not gefallen. This one is irregular, so you'll notice this is not gefallen, gefalt. It is gefallen, gefallen. Bezahlen, bezahlt. Vergessen, vergessen is an exception to the rule. So it's not vergessen, vergesst, or vergessen, vergisst. And then besuchen, besucht. So make sure you know these. And some more examples of those using iren. Once again, don't use ge. Studieren, studiert. Reparieren, repariert. And there's fotografieren again, fotografieren, fotografiert. So, try these on your own right now. They're currently in present tense, and your job is to put them in the present perfect or conversational past. So instead of saying, I buy a book, I want you to say, I did buy a book, or I have bought a book. So try these, pause, and when you're ready to check your answers, resume the video. So here are the answers. Ich habe ein Buch gekauft. Wir haben am Samstag getanzt. Hat meine Freundin besucht. Was hast du fotografiert? Ich habe das immer gesagt. Ihr habt den Tisch gedeckt.